We weren't even engaged. First period, first 2 periods, it's just not good enough. For whatever reason, we just didn't decide to play. I didn't think it was very good all through the game even.
Where did that start?
Well, it starts right from the drop of the puck. Why that is a great question, but we can't let it slip here. We have to stay with and keep digging. Not everything, just play. Don't think, just we are where we're at. Let's go to work, and you want to be able to look yourself in the mirror after the game and say you did whatever you could to win the game. You're not always going to win the games, but at least you work hard enough and you try to do the right things out there. You give yourself an honest chance. Tonight, I didn't think we did a very good job of that.
Nick didn't seem to think you guys came out with the energy tonight right from the beginning. How did you see it for your team tonight?
Yeah, I think the last few games we haven't come out as best as we can, and we've relied on our third periods, and we had a good third period, but you're not going to keep coming back against these good teams in the NHL, and we need to have a good full 60 minutes.
What do you think it is that isn't clicking earlier? I mean, when game after game you're learning the same lesson, even if you've come up short either in OT or regulation.
Yeah, you don't have an answer really. We just got to be more prepared, more ready, and maybe start keeping it simple right off the bat and just getting in on forecheck.
On your goal with the tip, what were you looking for? More to set up a screen, or were you design play on that tip, or how did that unfold for you guys?
Not really. I knew that like in Minnesota, you can get high tips in the slot, and that's why I scored there. And Phil made a nice shot, and I was lucky to get a stick on it.
How much does it help to have two guys like Andreas and Anthony on the flanks there to get the puck back and forth too?
Yeah, they're great players, so it's too easy to get them some time and they make a place.
Do you feel different now than you did when you first were playing with the Wings earlier this season?
Yeah, I feel more comfortable. I know guys more, and it's easier to play now.
Nick didn't seem to think you guys had jump from the start throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, again, we're just waiting for things to happen. Watching them play, and we're sitting back too much, letting them take the game to us with our speed. We should be forechecking. We should be rolling 4 lines and playing in the O-zone and scoring goals like we did with Bert there. Get a turnover on the forecheck and get our D active and walk in the line and shooting, and guys standing in front of the net paying the price and tipping pucks. And I just thought we didn't play fast enough, and for the speed in this locker room and the guys we have here, we got to just come out and really put teams on their heels, especially at home in the first 20 minutes of a game.
Does the opposition's game plan have something to do with that, or is that all on you guys as individuals in the room?
You know what? Every night you got to be ready to play, and tonight we weren't ready to play. These guys played last night in New York. That's a tough back-to-back with travel, so not nearly enough effort here in the first, and you can't put that on anything else but yourself and being ready to play, and you know what, we just have to find it within ourselves to be excited for another opportunity to prove ourselves and prove why we like this group in here. We don't want guys to be shipped out in a couple days here, and just a terrible feeling that is with what's coming up. And we're such a close group in here, and we play for each other, and to have this effort tonight, it's tough. That especially this close, we want to make a run here and prove people wrong that we deserve to have a playoff spot and to be knocking on the door. If not this year, then next year. But with our effort tonight, it's not good enough.
You guys, just before we get going here, we're going to bring up Filip Zadina on Sunday, so he'll be up for a little bit for us. So that was something we decided a bit ago, and he'll come up Sunday. He played tonight. He's going to come up practice tomorrow and play Sunday. So, and then Hari Satari, as long as how he's better, we'll send him down. If he's not better tomorrow, then we might keep him for tomorrow's practice and work through that.
What prompted the timing now?
A little bit of that you'll have to ask Ken. On the exacts. I know part of it was he can get a couple games at home here, and he can play. If he plays 9 games, under 10 for contractual reasons, it makes sense. And then he get back down there and play games before the playoffs. If you pull him up right before the year, then he goes back down there. He hasn't been down there for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden he's not quite as ready for the playoffs down there as we'd like him to be. We'd love them to go on a big playoff run and him be a big part of it. So we're hoping he gets up here. He gets a feel as a young player for the things he needs to do to work on over the course of the rest of this year and through the summer, and then go back and be a better player because of it and lead Grand Rapids. We haven't decided. We'll take it day by day. For sure, he'll play Sunday.
So will you take him on the trip to Arizona, Colorado?
Our plan is to take him on the trip to Arizona, Colorado. Well, I've got a chance to see him play a little bit online, and when I've watched, he's been what I would say more dangerous. When I talked to Ben Simon, talked to him earlier this week, said this was what we were looking at. He said to me, it's great timing because he's been playing really well. When I talked to our development people and our management people that go down and watch him play, they've said the same thing, that he's certainly, I think, after the World Juniors, he came back, worked through some stuff. I know our development staff's really spent some time with him on some video, working through a couple particulars that they want him to get better at. I know the coaching staff down there has been working hard with him, and I think he's starting to really take right steps forward to being a more dangerous player in the American League. The thing I like about Filip is his game's fairly mature. It's just been a matter of continuing to become more dangerous.
Do you expect to have Madison Bauer in the lineup Sunday?
I can't answer that. I haven't even had a chance to talk to our coaching staff about it. I found out about Gents this afternoon. I don't know Madison great as a player. I know him a little bit as a player. I certainly have had reports, but we don't. I'll just discuss with the coaching staff. The biggest thing I want to do is ultimately put him in a position to succeed. And if Sunday's rushing it, I'm not going to do it. So let me work with our staff on that. Not necessarily. I certainly don't think. We've got some pretty good young players here that if I bring him in and put him ahead of some of those young guys, it's not really right. They've worked for a number of years. You put yourself in, I don't know whose shoes it might be, but they've worked a lot of years, and all of a sudden some guy just gets plopped ahead of you. They've had to earn it, and Filip will have to earn it. The other thing I'd say is sometimes when you throw people, I think the idea, we'll put him in the top 6, and then all of a sudden he struggles. That's no good. Let's let him work himself into the National Hockey League a little bit here.
Another Filip Hronek tonight, bright spot. I mean, the way he moved the puck on that second power play, and just in general, looks like you're seeing a lot of growth exponentially from his last trip to GR.
Yeah, and we hope so. I think for sure he's been very good on the power play. That power play, that unit looks dangerous. Double A looks like he's becoming a real half-wall guy. Larkin has become a real bumper guy. Phil up top looks like he can do a real good job running it, and Manta's really shooting the puck on the other side. So it looks like parts of, a number of our young pieces are becoming dangerous parts on that power play, so that's great for us. I think Phil, I thought his game tonight was good and not good. There was moments of not good and moments of good, and part of the Jensen trade is it opens up opportunity for Phil, and now he's got a number of games to grow and show what he is and show how good an impact player he can be. Now, with any of these guys, we want guys that help us win games. Like we got to be better than we were here tonight. If you want to be an impactful player, like you gotta be a big piece of the winning process here, and that's not just on him, just on everybody. I didn't like the dig at all. I didn't like the emotion. I didn't like to compete to the level that you have to. I thought one line was going most of the night, Larkin's line. What about the other lines? Can somebody pick up their own line and say, I don't need to play on that line to be an impactful player. Pick it up and let's go. And I just thought we got to where, and they weren't perfect either, but they, I thought they competed most of the game. I didn't think we had enough compete. I thought our D played fine. but I didn't think we made it hard enough on them. They're a very good defensive team. They protect us a lot real well, but I didn't think we made it nearly hard enough on them.